The Life of Himawari Uzumaki from Naruto. Himawari, Himawari, Himawari. The youngest Uzumaki is Konohagakure's most exciting mystery, a powerhouse who accidentally took down a Hokage at a young age. Both a member of the Uzumaki clan as well as a direct descendant of the Hyūga clan, she has the potential to become an incredibly powerful shinobi. Somehow, Kurama was reborn inside of her, making her the fourth and most recent jinchūriki of the demon fox. Who could have seen that coming? Let's take an overhead view at the major events across her admittedly short so far life. Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, only 25% of our viewers are subscribed, so if you're a fan of the video, please like and double check if you are subscribed. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Background. Himawari is the second and youngest child of Naruto and Hinata Uzumaki, born 2 years after her brother Boruto. On the day that Naruto was to be inaugurated as the 7th Hokage, Himawari wanted to bring her panda toy to the ceremony, but Boruto, fearing that he would end up carrying it, tried to take it away from her. When the toy's head was ripped off in the ensuing tug of war, Himawari awoke her Byakugan and attacked Boruto in anger, despite his apologies. Naruto, sensing her killing intent, arrived and shielded Boruto, though Naruto was knocked out in the process. Fearful of what an attack that could defeat his father would do to him, Boruto tried to run from Himawari, but she quickly located her brother hiding in a closet. From then on, he vowed to never anger her again. Academy Entrance Arc. In the anime, on the day before the entrance ceremony for Boruto to attend the academy, Hinata tells her children again about how her time in the academy with Naruto was. While Himawari enjoyed this story, Boruto showed no interest, as he already had heard it before. Later, when Boruto returned home, Himawari asked him to play with her. As he politely declined as he had homework, remembering Himawari's Byakugan, Boruto asked Hinata about the dojutsu, hoping to figure out more about what had been happening with him. Soon afterwards, Naruto returned home, too tired from work to join his family for dinner, much to Himawari's disappointment. Later, as Boruto began acting weird, portraying himself like a flashy movie hero, Himawari grew concerned. Once her family confronted him about this, he said he finally awakened his Byakugan, shocking everyone. As Naruto remembered how Himawari was able to manifest her Byakugan with no prior training, he considered it possible, deciding to take both his kids to Heihachi Hyūga for better answers. Upon arriving at their grandfather's home, the aging Hyūga head quickly began doting over his grandchildren, which Himawari quickly returned with similar feelings. Himawari then began to play with her aunt Hanabi while Heihachi talked with Boruto. After discussing Boruto's allegation of manifesting his Byakugan, it was decided to test this theory with a duel against Hanabi. Himawari watched in dismay as Boruto was soundly defeated, which left everyone to conclude that Boruto did not gain the Byakugan. Afterwards, it was decided for Himawari and her family to spend the night in the Hyūga house. The following day, after Boruto came to terms with not having the Byakugan, he reverted to his normal personality, shocking Himawari again. Later, Himawari helped her mother make a big feast to welcome Boruto's friend and classmate Mitsuki. Much to her joy, Naruto was also joining them for dinner as he finished work early. Himawari runs toward her father and embraces him as she blissfully talks about how she helped Hinata make dinner, and she sits down with her family at the table. However, as dinner was about to begin, learning from one of his dispersed clones, Naruto left to investigate a strange release of chakra spreading throughout the village, leaving both Boruto and Himawari disappointed. Despite this, Himawari seemed to understand, along with her mother, while Boruto showed great displeasure with Naruto. Sarada Uchiha Arc. In the anime, Himawari became sick with a fever. As Boruto was watching over her while Hinata went to pick up her medicine, Naruto arrived home worried about her, making Himawari extremely happy. On the day of the Kage Summit, Himawari accompanied her mother in visiting Neji Hyūga's grave. When she asked her mother if he would like the sunflowers she brought for him, Hinata assured her that he would, because they were the same as her name. She then cheerfully said that she wanted to visit the memorial site again with her brother. School Trip Arc. In the anime, as Boruto was getting ready to go on a field trip to Kirigakure, Himawari saw him off, asking him to bring back a souvenir, which he promised to do. When he returned, however, having been caught up in stopping a would-be coup d'etat, he forgot his promise completely, leaving Himawari sad. As Himawari became very withdrawn, Hinata finally broke her silence and reminded Boruto of his promise. Ashamed of this, Boruto insisted that he had to go get the present from one of his friends, much to her joy. He later returned with a box of Kiri sweets, but having got in contact with his friend Kagura Karatachi, who apologized for his own actions, Boruto was encouraged to come clean. He then gave Himawari both the box and an apology, admitting to his mistakes, which Himawari happily accepted. Himawari entered a children's art competition where she won first prize for a drawing of her father. Sai Yamanaka invited Himawari to the academy to act as a guest teacher, in hopes that she'd be able to help Inojin Yamanaka with his art slump, much to Boruto's annoyance. Later, Inojin sought Himawari to become his teacher so he could learn about art, and he realized the importance of putting emotion into his work when he rescued the drawing she made of Naruto. Genin Mission Arc. In the anime, as Boruto prepared for his first Genin mission, Himawari saw him off and wished him good luck. Byakuya Gang Arc. In the anime, when the Byakuya gang show up in the village, Himawari is eating dinner with her mother and brother, and she asks her mother if the Byakuya gang is good or bad. On the day of Boruto's birthday, Himawari helped her mother prepare the party. After Naruto failed to join the party because of work, Himawari, whose own birthday was quickly approaching, began making efforts to ensure that her father attended it. Seeing how important this was to his little sister, Boruto swore that he would make sure that their father came. Naruto Shinden, Parent and Child Day. Himawari was found sleeping at their doorstep in eager anticipation of Naruto returning home for Parent and Child Day. Himawari asked her father for the new Kurama doll released for the day, and a sleep-deprived Naruto agreed once learning about the limited edition nature of the toy. The two headed out to find a giant crowd waiting outside the toy store before its opening. Everyone was also looking to buy the doll. Naruto and Himawari met Kiba Inuzuka and his two dogs, Akamaru and Akemaru, and they were also looking for the doll so he could buy it for his girlfriend Tamaki. Himawari happily petted the two dogs as Kiba and her father joined the rush inside the store. They both failed to find the Kurama doll. Naruto purchased a Shukaku doll by mistake. Kiba suggested they split up and search other stores to find the toy. Naruto and Himawari went to Yamanaka Flowers, but Ino was unable to help. However, she gave Himawari sunflowers as a thank you for helping Inojin during his art slump. They went to Tenten's tool shop, but she was also unable to help them with regards to the doll. Instead, Naruto purchased a set of kunai and a necklace from Tenten to help her business. Naruto and Himawari met up with Kiba, who was successful in finding the toy, only to realize it was stolen. Naruto gave chase to the culprit, only to learn that he was a father who wanted to gift the doll to his son, who he didn't get to see very often. Himawari chose to give the toy to the young boy, instead appreciating both the other gifts her father had got for her, as well as the time they shared together. After a few more attempts at finding a Kurama doll, the two returned home. Himawari then went to sleep, with Hinata watching over her, cuddled up with her Shukaku doll while Naruto spent time with Boruto. Versus Momoshiki Arc. On the day of her birthday, Himawari and her mother were cleaning in Naruto's study when they found her father's old tattered jacket and showed it to her mother, making her smile. Later on, they met up with Boruto and his teammates in the village, and Himawari excitedly told him that they had to hurry home for her birthday. On the night, Naruto was unable to make it home to celebrate and sent a shadow clone instead, which ended up disappearing and dropping her birthday cake. This angered Boruto, who had already warned Naruto not to miss the event, although Himawari was less upset than her brother. When Boruto came home, after successfully passing the second round of the Chunin exams, Himawari excitedly congratulated him. She later attended the last round of the Chunin exams with her mother to watch Boruto's fight with Shikadai. She cheered for him when Boruto won the fight, but he ended up being disqualified for cheating. Himawari asked her mother if Boruto did something bad, but Hinata remained silent and just hugged her without actually answering. When Momoshiki and Kinshiki suddenly appeared and attacked the arena, she fled with her mother. After the attack, when Hinata was injured trying to protect Naruto, Himawari anxiously stood by her mother's bedside, holding her hand as she was healed by Sakura Uchiha. In the anime, Himawari and Boruto shared a belated birthday dinner, with Naruto even appearing in person instead of sending a shadow clone. After Boruto punched Naruto, thinking it was a shadow clone, Naruto began scolding him, while Himawari asked for a piggyback ride. Hinata maintained order by threatening to throw the cake away. The next day, Himawari had breakfast with her family. As her father and brother prepared to leave for the day, she told her father not to forget his lunch, and gave it to him before she and her mother saw them off at the front door. Mitsuki's disappearance arc. In the anime, Himawari happily hugged her brother to welcome him home after he returned from his unofficial adventure in Iwagakure. Sasuke Shinden, the teacher's star pupil. Boruto sees Himawari watching Lily Himeno on the television and humming along with Lily's singing. Boruto asks if Himawari likes Lily, which Himawari confirms, describing Lily as cute and a good dancer. One Tail Escort Arc. In the anime, Himawari was excited about going on a camping trip with her family. Later, however, she was upset to hear that Boruto was going on a training mission with Team 7, unaware that Boruto was really going to find Sasuke to train with him. Later, when Boruto returned with Shukaku sealed in a tea kettle, Himawari immediately took a liking to the miniaturized tailed beast. She treated him as a talking Shukaku toy and kept him close to her when it was decided that Naruto would watch over the tanuki. While Shukaku found her attachment annoying, it was intrigued to learn that she once knocked out Kurama. Hoping to learn how she did as a chance to have some mocking rights over the fox, Shukaku decided to play nice. Ultimately, when learning that Himawari had no knowledge of the incident, Shukaku quickly turned cold again and told her to leave it alone, much to her sadness. When later returning to look for it, she and Boruto were horrified to discover that it was mistaken for trash and sent to the scrapyard. When they grew desperate to save the tanuki before it was crushed by machinery, Himawari's despair activated her Byakugan, and she quickly saved Shukaku. Amazed at how genuinely concerned Himawari was for it, Shukaku became kinder to her. Later, she was sad when she learned that Shukaku would be moved to a new safe house, but smiled after seeing Shukaku giving her a friendly goodbye. Time Slip Arc. In the anime, as Boruto was eager to train with Sasuke again, Hinata noted that Boruto was just like Naruto at that age, always eager to train with his mentor Jiraiya. Hinata then showed Himawari and Boruto a photo of the Sannin, who Himawari noted looked eccentric and wild. Hinata told her kids about Jiraiya's greatness as a ninja and how influential he was to Naruto, even becoming a father figure. Sometime later, Himawari joined her family in celebrating her grandfather's birthday. With Hinata's help, Himawari picked out a scarf for the older man, wanting to ensure his continued good health. Afterwards, as part of Boruto's present, Himawari joined her family in a group photo. Mujina Bandits Arc. In the anime, Himawari was offered a one-day trial session at the Ninja Academy. There, she met Yuina Itomaki and Eho Norimaki as her practice teammates. While amazing her fellow trainees with her natural talent for shinobi skills, they were shocked to learn that the Hokage's daughter wasn't sure about becoming a shinobi. Eho was especially annoyed at this, feeling that she was treating shinobi life as a game. This put a strain on the practice team when they were given the mission to retrieve a missing pet cat. When Eho scolded Himawari for thinking of giving up so easily as things got difficult, she was left behind to pout. She was approached by Principal Irika Umino. As she admitted to feeling guilty for not taking the trial seriously like her teammates, Irika insisted that there is no rush to find a career path at her age, but rather this trial was merely meant to give children motivation on looking towards the future. Himawari resolved herself to complete the mission, earning praise from Irika for her gutsiness akin to her father. She found her teammates had fallen into a well with the cat. While Eho considered giving up rather than accepting Himawari's help, she scolded him and insisted he never give up. Working in unison with each other, the three were able to climb out with the cat to complete the mission. Later that night, Himawari voiced her new desire to experience all the various jobs in the village to find her path, and teasingly asked her brother for assistance. Himawari, Yuina, and Eho kept up their friendship and their training of shinobi skills. Kara Actuation Arc. In the anime, Himawari was heartbroken when she heard her big brother was defeated in battle and deeply injured. As Boruto was operated on, she and her mother watched in concern. Naruto soon arrived, equally concerned about his son. Upon seeing that he was stabilized, Naruto assured his daughter that Boruto was going to be fine, much to her relief. After Boruto was released from the hospital and began training under Kakashi to grow stronger, Himawari was still concerned for her brother. Hinata, however, insisted that Boruto was a true ninja and desired to be of true aid to others. At her mother's suggestion, Himawari helped cheer Boruto on by helping her mother make a bento for him and delivering it, leaving a note to remind him that he was not alone. Ao Arc. In the anime, Himawari attended the memorial service for the fallen people of the Fourth Shinobi World War. Later, as a birthday present to their mother, Himawari made a vase, reminding Boruto that he needed to get a gift as well. Ultimately, Boruto contributed a bunch of freshly picked flowers for the vase. Kawaki Arc. When Boruto's team returned from their mission with a mysterious boy of unique abilities, rather than lock him up, Naruto, sympathizing as a former man-made potential weapon, decided to treat the boy as a guest to the village and let him live at his home. During this, the rebellious boy's unfriendly attitude made Himawari keep her distance. As the boy kept seeing everyone as his enemy, he soon made his move to escape, only to be stopped by Naruto's brief show of power. When Boruto returned, Himawari greeted her brother, only to see her sorrow at the guest's actions destroying her personal vase, which she made as a gift to her mother. As Himawari began cleaning up the broken pieces, the boy gruffly apologized for his unintentional action, introducing himself as Kawaki. The next day, Hinata helped her dispose of the broken vase, assuring her the care she put into making it is what mattered most. During a meal, she teased her brother over his noticing of their father staying home with them all day long. Later, Naruto offered to do some sparring with Boruto. Boruto claimed to only do so because his father wanted, but Himawari teased him about being excited. She watched the match alongside Kawaki, who was fascinated by the shadow clones. After Himawari explained their nature, Kawaki insisted that Boruto try using his Kama, as understanding its power would be the first step to removing it. Knowing that Boruto still couldn't activate it at will, Kawaki activated his own so Boruto's would respond in kind. Naruto approved of his son using it and quickly showed a considerable improvement in performance. Afterwards, despite Boruto still losing, Naruto applauded his son on his recent growth. Kawaki was curious at how the father and son showed their respect with the seal of reconciliation, which Himawari also explained. Later, as Kawaki struggled to repair Himawari's vase, she happily said buying a new one was enough. Boruto then came and accepted Kawaki's offer of learning what he knows about their Kama. As Himawari watched alongside her father the two boys' sparring match, while Boruto quickly activated his mark, he failed to actually make use of it, as his attempt to absorb Kawaki's blast burnt his hand. After Naruto canceled the match, he was alerted of an intruder. Naruto told Boruto to take Himawari away while he stayed with Kawaki, certain that the intruder was after Kawaki. His assumption proved correct as they were quickly met by Delta, who demanded Kawaki be handed over. Before engaging in battle, Naruto instructed Boruto to protect Himawari, and the two watched as the battle escalated. Delta used her as bait to get Naruto hit by laser eyes. Kawaki later intervened and saved her. Himawari watched the fight until her father defeated Delta after overcoming her ability to absorb chakra, and celebrated his victory. Later, Himawari left with Hinata to shop for dinner just before Jigen, leader of Kara, arrived at their home. He was able to critically injure Naruto and Sasuke in an attempt to reclaim Kawaki. After the failed attempt, Himawari and her family were relieved when Naruto made a quick recovery. In the anime, following Kawaki's release from the hospital, she found a lone and injured white wolf she named Jaggi. She spent the next week trying to take care of it by bringing it food. Her secret was eventually discovered by Kawaki, who agreed to keep quiet. Ultimately, however, Jaggi was killed by a bear. Saddened, she insisted that if the wolf was aided by its former pack, Jaggi would have lived. Kawaki aided her in burying the wolf. Unaware of it, Himawari's words aided Kawaki in reconsidering his decision to leave the village. Chunin Re-Examination Arc. In the anime, following Ishiki's attack, Naruto hosted a new Chunin exam. Himawari noticed that Boruto was happy with himself for passing the first written exam, judging from him buying Kawaki some taiyaki. She told Kawaki that her mother disapproves of them snacking before dinner. The day of the finals, while practicing, Eho noticed a group of suspicious men and tracked them along Yuina to the train station, while Himawari went to get Boruto and Mitsuki for help. They witnessed the men kidnapping Amado, and the genin gave chase, Himawari and her friends staying behind. By day's end, Boruto returned home, saving Amado but missing his match in the finals. Himawari later joined her family for dinner. Great Sea Battle of Kirigakure Arc. In the anime, Himawari won a raffle to take her family on a vacation to a hot spring resort. She acted as referee when Boruto and Kawaki lost at ping pong to Naruto and Hinata, and later beat her father in a card matching game. She was angry with Boruto and Kawaki upon learning they went to a stamp hunt through the inn without her, even activating her Byakugan. Boruto rushed to apologize to her and urged Kawaki to do the same. Kawaki and Himawari Academy Arc. In the anime, while still unsure of her career path, Himawari decided to enroll in the Ninja Academy to figure out more about herself and meet new people. There, she was delighted to end up in the same class as Eho and Yuina. She quickly became popular, both from being the Hokage's daughter and showing her talent during training. She was surprised to see Kawaki in her class and noticed a change in his behavior, including an apparent interest in Kae Yukiwari, a princess who was an exchange student. She offered him advice on how to befriend her, and later, while spying on her father and Kawaki, discovered that his presence in the academy was a secret mission to protect Kae. The next day, Himawari revealed to Kawaki her knowledge of his mission and promised not to tell anyone. She offered to help him, but he refused. When Kawaki had to attend Kai's tea party for his mission, Himawari insisted on teaching him proper party etiquette. During the party, Himawari occasionally covered up Kawaki's social awkwardness and bonded with Kai over having leaders for fathers. When the cake was served, Kawaki caused a commotion to stop her from eating it, knocking over the tables. After excusing himself, Himawari followed him and discovered his actions were due to the mission. Realizing what Kawaki smelled in the cake was just mustard instead of poison, they deduced Osaka Kamakura was behind it, but Himawari wanted proof before confronting her. They questioned Batora about where the cake was stored and noticed a narrow open window. Kawaki asked Himawari to get to Kai before he returned. Himawari revealed that someone had put mustard in the cake, and Kawaki arrived having heard a full confession from Neon Asakusa, which implicated Osaka. Kai scolded her for abusing Neon, and everyone was pleased by her genuine self. The party resumed, everyone eating the taiyaki Kawaki brought. After the party, Himawari got Kawaki to admit she helped his mission, and he agreed to continue letting her assist him despite his reservations due to not wanting to put Himawari in danger. When Team 7 taught her class as special instructors, an exercise of theirs caused a dispute that divided the class, which she warned Boruto about. After their homeroom teacher sorted it out, the class attended her cherry blossom viewing party and picnic. Days later, Himawari was part of a group of students who wanted to investigate the academy at night to learn about the 7 mysteries associated with it. Himawari plotted their route and was one of the few students not to abandon it until the end. While she believed the mysteries were real at first, at one point she activated her Byakugan and discovered that Kawaki and Batora were behind them, though she kept quiet about it, glad for Kai's enjoyment of it. Kawaki later deduced her knowledge of his involvement. During a practical lesson, she was placed on a team with Kai and Sosha, both she and Sosha picking Kai for leader. Himawari looked after Kai during the mission for Kawaki and only lost track of her when Konashi asked to meet Kai away from everyone to ask for her advice. Himawari found her, but the two were attacked by a flame bear. Hana distracted the bear, allowing them to escape, and Himawari informed Kawaki of the development. Himawari's team ended up having the best performance at the end of the day. She was sad that she couldn't help Kawaki, but he pointed out she did protect Kai. While making an effort to befriend Osaka, both of them were kidnapped by Appu and Teru under Anaki's orders. While they only wanted to random Osaka to her celebrity parents, Anaki thought they could make a nice profit selling Himawari to enemies of the 7th Hokage. Himawari remained calm throughout it all, and later listened as Osaka thought her mother wouldn't pay her ransom. She listened to Appo and Teru's circumstances and assured them that they wouldn't face capital punishment if they apologized. After they fell asleep, Himawari convinced Osaka to attempt an escape. Osaka tied their legs, while Himawari tried to fight off Anaki. He began to choke her, but Kawaki arrived in time to save her and defeated him. After their arrest, Himawari checked in on Appo and Teru, stressing that their concern for her was a positive change in their nature, and they promised to have a fresh start after their sentence. She witnessed Hibari and Osaka's reconciliation, after which Osaka apologized for her attitude and Hibari invited everyone for pudding. When her class had to put on a play about the Sannin, Himawari was cast as her grandfather, the 4th Hokage. To better sell their performance, Osaka told everyone to bring a prop forehead protector. When Himawari forgot hers, Kawaki offered her his real one, only for her to warn him that it could expose him as a real shinobi. They were spotted by Eiki. Later, Sosha asked her and Kawaki about the rumor that he was a shinobi, but they dodged the question and went to check on the stage. During a rehearsal, Eiki's struggle to get Kawaki's forehead protector as proof ended up damaging the set. Himawari convinced Kawaki to reach out to Eiki, and everyone worked together to repair it. Later, Himawari stayed behind to help Kawaki find his missing protector, only for Osaka to return it. After she left, Eiki approached them to apologize again, and showed them the anonymous note he received telling him Kawaki was a shinobi. They wonder who could have left the note and realized someone wanted Kawaki away from Kaie. The day of the festival, Himawari asked Kawaki about him checking on Kaie, but he claimed he was mistaken. When everyone had to stay put to deal with a terrorist threat, Kawaki asked Himawari to keep an eye on Kaie while he went to help Eiki disarm an explosive tag circuit. Several smoke bombs went off, but Himawari activated her Byakugan, managing to push the assassin away from Kaie. She took her outside, but the assassin followed them. Kawaki arrived in time to save them. Following the terrorist attack, Himawari visited Hana, who was injured in the hospital. She was interviewed by the police and later convinced Kawaki to keep protecting Kaie despite being dismissed from his mission. Asking Aiki for help, they determined where the assassin might have been during the festival and checked on Sosha's photos to look for anyone suspicious. She pointed out Batora to Kawaki, who claimed wouldn't be able to attend. Rushing to Kai's mansion, they arrived in time to protect Kai from the assassin, who had injured Batora. She stayed with Kai and Batora while Kawaki fought the assassin, who ended up committing suicide. Batora explained that he was investigating the mastermind behind the assassination plot. The following day, Himawari apologized to Aiki for leaving him behind. Later, with the mission to protect Kai officially over, Himawari expected Kawaki to no longer be going to the academy with her. To her joy, Kawaki still decided to attend, during which Himawari joined her class in welcoming back Hana to teach. Later, Himawari noticed how concerned Kawaki still was. He noted that the assassin gave up too easily, even prepared for it. They decided to investigate more, asking Kai to hang out at her mansion to look for clues. Hana arranged for her class to undergo survival training on an uninhabited island. However, upon arriving, their food supplies went missing, and Kikuchiyo was injured by a trap, lending credence to rumors of killer missing nin on the island. Himawari joined Osaka and Neon in looking for food. When they heard something rustling in the trees, they had Neon check it with her drone, but it got damaged. They informed everyone about this, so everyone searched to recover the drone. At night, Kawaki shared his suspicions of Kai still being targeted, and asked Himawari about the damage to the drone. Himawari thought the drone was too damaged for the height from which it fell, and its blades seemed to be cleanly cut. She suggested checking the recorded footage, so they asked Neon about it. Having watched it, Kawaki pulled her aside, and pointed out the flower petals on the corner of the screen, implicating Hana. They rushed to her and Kaie, who were looking for a flower arrangement Kaie made, which Himawari found discarded and destroyed. Exposed, Hana ran off with Kaie, Himawari certain it must be an imposter. Hana taunted them that the student's only value to her was as cover for her mission. Taking Kaie to the bridge, Hana seemingly stabbed her, shocking Himawari and Kawaki. Hana burned the bridge, separating them. When the rest of the class arrived, Kawaki informed them of Hana's actions. Himawari questioned why bother killing Kaie in front of witnesses and realized she might be alive as a hostage. She attempted to locate them with her Byakugan but was too exhausted from the fight. The class was able to cooperate and get close enough to where Hana might have hidden Kaie. Kawaki revealed himself as a shinobi, telling everyone to stay back, but Himawari reminded him that she was his partner. She and Kawaki arrived just in time to protect Kaie from an attack by Hana. Hana explained the nature of her dual personality and attacked them with her fire release. Himawari was concerned that properly fighting back would hurt Hana, but Kawaki stressed that they couldn't hold back in saving themselves in Kaie. Kawaki landed a hit on Hana, setting her up for a gentle fist attack by Himawari, though Hana dodged it. Hana created a paper barrier to obscure herself and her attacks, but Kawaki reminded her that Himawari could see through it with her Byakugan. Kawaki protected Himawari from Hana's attacks. Himawari locked onto her position and opened a hole in the barrier through which Kawaki could attack. They defeated Hana. While Hana was confident she stalled enough time for her allies to arrive, Sai arrived with the class instead, informing her of their arrest by Anbu. Himawari joined the class in calling for teacher Hana to overpower the exhausted assassin Hana, succeeding. With Kaie needing to return home, the class performed the Sanin play and later saw Kaie off at the train station. Later, Himawari's parents noted how engrossed she was in the academy, despite her not being sure if she wanted to be a shinobi. Code's Assault Arc. Himawari celebrated a proper welcome dinner for Kawaki with her family. Upon noticing that her fixed vase still stood in the middle of the dining table, Kawaki suggested that she use the new one he bought for her. Instead, Himawari noted that she chose to keep the vase as it had become more precious to her. After Kawaki tried out the forehead protector that Boruto loaned him, Himawari said that it looked good on Kawaki, and if he did not feel convinced, he could also place it around his neck. When she learned that Boruto and Kawaki had ventured outside the village and were fighting an enemy, Himawari was concerned about them and was assured by her father that he'd get them home. Himawari attempted to join them, but Naruto stressed that if something happened, she needed to be there to take care of Himawari. Omnipotence Arc. When Boruto was called in for his first mission in a long time, Himawari watched their mother concerned about him not coming back this time, despite him trying to assuage her fears. After he left, Himawari said that she could help Boruto if she became a shinobi, and asked if it would make her worry more instead. After buying bread and tea for her mother, Himawari was approached by Damon, who felt an intensity coming from her, sparking an interest to fight her. When Boruto caught up to them, he pulled him off of her, and explained that Himawari wasn't a shinobi and didn't know how to fight, confusing him. Boruto disapproved when he thought Damon's interest in her was a crush. Himawari later arrived home, only to find it being investigated. Noticing the broken picture frame, she became worried over her parents' sudden disappearance. Later, like most of the world, Himawari's memories of Boruto and Kawaki were swapped. New Era, Part 2. In the following years, with Naruto and Hinata believed to have been killed by Boruto, he became a missing nin. At the same time, as Himawari continued to believe Kawaki was her natural brother, she would try to remain close to him as her only family. While the boy would look after Himawari, he refused to let her refer to him as her brother. Despite the lies and swapped memories, Himawari, still having a subconscious love for Boruto, refused to believe that Boruto could have actually killed her parents, and that they were still alive. To which Himawari committed herself to growing strong, believing that Boruto would need her help. While Naruto and Hinata were believed to have been killed by Boruto, Himawari, at her own request, stays alone at the Uzumaki residence doing all the household chores. She feels that her parents will return someday, so she tries to protect their home. Boruto's return arc. 3 years later, while having a sparring session with Team 10, Code attacked the village looking for Boruto. He unleashed his claw grimes. Himawari joined Team 10 to defend the village. When one of the grimes attacked her, Kawaki arrived to strike it down. Himawari thanked him, but he complained about her calling him Big Brother, despite his previous requests not to. After the Grimes were defeated, Himawari joined Team 10 in facing Boruto and Code, who was already being confronted by Kawaki. After Boruto was able to subdue Code, he manifested another Grime. While Kawaki quickly struck it down, Code used it to teleport away. Shikadai noted that Code could still be in the village. As Team 10 left to search, Himawari stayed back in concern for Kawaki. He told her to leave while he dealt with Boruto, to which she reluctantly agreed. When Jura and Hidari invaded Konoha, Himawari and Team 10 mobilized. The invaders found them, Jura confused by the presence of Tailed Beast chakra in her, believing that he'd been tracking Naruto. Deciding that Himawari was who they needed to move forward, the sentient god trees engaged the Genin. After Jura instantly unleashed a powerful tailed beast ball, Team 10 decided to retreat with Himawari, deciding that the engines wouldn't launch such powerful attacks within Himawari's presence. While flying away on Inojin's super beast imitating drawing, she offered to go solo so her friends wouldn't get hurt. Suddenly, Himawari found herself within her mental plane, approached by a miniature cub version of Kurama. While Himawari was confused by this, she instantly recognized who the fox was. As Kurama introduced itself and explained the situation, Himawari merely welcomed the fox, impressing Kurama. It also revealed Himawari's compatibility with the fox's power, and the fact that it's even greater than her father's was. As Himawari regained consciousness, Jura caught up to Himawari and forced them to the ground. Trying to access Kurama's power, Himawari attacked Jura, only to be easily blocked and captured. Inojin tried to save Himawari, but was impaled by Jura's wood release. The sight of her maimed friend enraged Himawari enough to access her newfound power and break free. She turns her attention to Inojin, freeing him from his impalement and quickly healing him. She then tells her friends to take Inojin to safety, determined to face Jura alone so not to endanger them. As they leave, Himawari quickly surprises Jura, overwhelming him with sheer might, even matching the god tree's tailed beast ball with her own. However, Jura takes the battle more seriously and begins to wear Himawari down. As the repeated healing against Jura's assault ultimately exhausts her into unconsciousness, Boruto appears and teleports with her to also help Sarada. As Boruto turned his attention to Hidari, he asked Konohamaru to look after Himawari, who ultimately handed the task to Nishi so he could help against Hidari. After Hidari was defeated, Boruto was shot down by Jura, using the opportunity to retrieve Hidari's Thorn Soul Bulb. As Himawari awoke, she quickly used her healing powers to mend Sarada's injuries. She then went to aid Boruto but was held off by Kawaki, first allowing Konohamaru to restrain Boruto as a wanted criminal. As Inojin was taken to the hospital, Himawari joined him. She was relieved to hear from Sakura that Inojin would be fine. Matsuri and Ryu arc. After Team 7 successfully retrieved the Thorn Soul Bulb of Matsuri, Himawari joined her friends as the bulb was inserted into Moegi's tree prison. It instantly shattered to safely free Moegi. Soon after, it was learned that Moegi would make a full recovery. Later, Himawari began training with Kurama within her mental realm. The fox told her how she must learn to apply proper control in her chakra for her fighting style, noting that her unique compatibility with Kurama actually makes her more akin to a tailed beast. Abilities. Well before training as a ninja, similar to her big brother, Himawari showed to have inherited her paternal grandfather's considerable potential and prodigious talent. Even more, her untrained might could terrify her brother and knock out her father with a single blow as a very young child. Since entering the academy, she quickly became a standout among her fellow students for her performance. Following her new status as a jinchūriki, her potential might exceed Daemon, whose might exceeds the full-powered Code. While accessing her new power, she briefly overwhelmed Jura, the leader and strongest of the human god trees, forcing him to use actual effort for the first time in his life to defeat her. Byakugan. At a very young age, from her Hyūga heritage, Himawari awakened the Byakugan in anger when her favorite toy was torn. Hiyashi noted how impressive it was, especially with no prior training. When activated, her normally blue eyes take on the white and featureless appearance of the Byakugan, with the veins on her temples bulging. With it, she possesses a near 360-degree field of X-ray vision, except for a small blind spot at the upper thoracic vertebra. She can also see through solid surfaces, across great distances, and clearly perceive the chakra pathway system and locate the tenketsu. Without prior training, she could quickly make effective use of it. At the same time, she has originally had no conscious control over her Byakugan's activation, only activating involuntarily in moments of extreme emotional buildup. By age 10, she learned to access it at will, though she struggles to maintain it for long periods. Ninjutsu. She has considerable shuriken jutsu skills, having practiced regularly with her brother, able to easily hit the bullseye. Since entering the academy, she's become proficient in various basic skills like the rope escape technique. Later, Himawari learned to manipulate her hair as tendrils to grab and attack with. Physical and chakra prowess. As a descendant of the Uzumaki, Himawari inherited a powerful life force and chakra. Also descending from the Hyūga clan, she has very advanced chakra control. With no prior training, she could perform tree climbing practice on her first go and only failed from losing focus. Himawari has deceptive raw might, able to launch large amounts of scrap metal with a single strike and jump a considerable distance into the air. She likewise could move too fast for Boruto to follow. Naturally, Himawari has remarkable agility and athleticism, easily completing an academy training course and beating other children who had already trained rigorously. From a young age, she's shown an innate talent for the gentle fist, able to knock a grown man out in a single blow for an entire day, while also shutting down all of their tenketsu. She has since undergone extensive training in this. Since joining the academy, her skills in both conventional taijutsu and the gentle fist have enabled her to compete against much bigger and more experienced opponents, even overpowering them at points. Jinchūriki transformations. Sometime after Kurama's demise, the tailed beast resurrected in Himawari, making the girl a jinchūriki herself. This was first noticed by Damon, feeling an intensity coming from her as a result of the synergy created from her two strong bloodlines with Kurama's chakra. 3 years after Boruto's departure from Konoha, Kurama's resurrection matured enough to talk with Himawari within her subconscious at will. It is surmised that the lingering kernels of Kurama's chakra were drawn to Himawari due to her mixed heritage, or having already inherited some of Kurama's chakra at birth as its previous jinchūriki's child. While gaining access to the same powers and immense chakra reserves Naruto had before her, Himawari's compatibility with the tailed beast greatly exceeds any of her predecessors, allowing her to draw on even greater power. While originally only able to access it in moments of greater anger, Himawari quickly adjusted and learned to tap into Kurama's power. Likewise, she quickly learned how to communicate at will with Kurama within her mental realm. When accessing this power, her irises turn red with vertical slitted pupils, gains dark rings around her eyes, plus her nails and canine teeth grow longer and sharp. Her hair grows longer and thicker, flowing in 9 locks akin to tails, and her whisker-like marks thicken. While new to it, she shows remarkable efficiency, Jura noting that her potency is more like that of a true tailed beast rather than a jinchūriki, able to perfectly unleash a tailed beast ball powerful enough to match a tailed beast ball from Jura. Her physical parameters grow tremendously, able to effortlessly break from a wood release binding and strike with great force, launching targets great distances. She likewise has strong regeneration, able to heal from the most maiming of injuries with no lingering signs in seconds. Due to her unique compatibility with Kurama, she can also heal others just as seamlessly. At the same time, too many repeated healings on herself apparently quickly deplete her stamina, able to pass out from it. With Kurama's genuine partnership to Himawari, she can access the power with no ill effects to her health or mentality. This can also grant her immunity to genjutsu. Did you enjoy our video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.